What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and it feels good to be back. It has been way too long since I made a video, and before I get into the tier list, let me give you all a quick update. I know a lot of people were wondering why I wasn't making content right when the game came out. I was definitely playing it, but I was going through some health issues recently, and it was really bad, and I'm still kind of going through it, and I'm trying to get through it and everything, but I just can't wait making videos anymore. Like it's been way too long and I missed it. So I'm still gonna try to take it easy and everything, but it's just been way too long. I just missed it too much. Now, for all the people that are new here and don't know about my channel, I was a primarily a NRS content creator, and MK11 was a very terrible game, and I could not stomach playing it much longer, even though I almost hit 10K. And honestly, I really enjoyed interacting with all my subscribers and everything, and the Twitch. Oh my gosh, the Twitch was so fun. It was just not a good game. Amazing community, had an amazing time, with my community and everything, but the game was just not good. So hopefully this game ends up being better. And what better way to start off the life cycle of this game than me making a tier list right away? Now, just to point out, just in case some people care, because I know some people get caught up in the whole leaderboard stuff and all of that, I just want to make it clear that I have peaked at number 8 on the leaderboards. And I actually did it twice, like on two accounts. One peaked at 8, another one peaked at 20. And my ranked is different. That's casual. With ranked, I peaked at like 300, but I had to take a break from playing for a while because of my health issues. So I'm definitely ready to get back on the grind again. I was having so much fun in the ranked mode. And this goes without saying, but this is all my opinion. I know how people get about tier lists. You know, people do the same song and dance over and over again every game. They get mad at opinions. Oh, you're dumb because of this. You don't know this. You don't know that. People do it to each other, and they honestly just need to stop. Tier lists are literally just a matter of opinion, and it is not facts. You can have like your own viewpoints on things, but it's never law. It's never just clear cut dry, and anybody can be wrong, especially with a game this new. So I just wanted to put that out there. And another thing people do that's really annoying in tier lists, if you don't agree with like 2 or 3 placements, don't say the whole tier list is trash. Take one out, one here, one there. Take them out and grade them like that. Don't agree with 90% of the tier list and be like, well, never mind, tier list ain't good because, you got these 3 characters too low. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And let's finally get into the tier list. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first character we have, I like going from best to worst. I do not understand why people go worst to best. I feel like people want to see who's the best first and then weaker later, but that's just me. And at number 1, we have Mr. Johnny Cage. This character is way too good. I did not see it at first, but it quickly dawned on me how dumb this character is. He has mix ups, chip damage, freaking wake ups, like good range, good jump ins. Only thing this character does not have is a projectile. Literally, he has everything else in the game but a command grab and a projectile. His kit is just flooded, and he is way too good at what he does. I think he is definitely the number 1 character that needs nerfs. He's just too good. Like, he's perfect at everything he does. He has absolutely no flaw in his game plan. He has a 9 frame mid. Like, that's one of the fastest pokes in the game. He's just so good at what he does. And if you want an easy top tier shell to pick up and not be worried about anything, play you some Johnny and Cyrax, and you will be chilling. This character is absolutely insane. And trust me when I say this, he is the best. Now, at number 2 in the game, we have Kenshi here. Kenshi is a very special character. Now, if you ever heard of this game before, it's called Dead by Daylight. There was a character in the game named Nurse. That character is very hard to play, and most people in the world will never be able to play that character. But that character was the best in the game for a very long time. Now, I kind of like that correlation. If a character is really, really strong, but not a lot of people can play them, I think that's very cool. And I think Kenshi falls under that category. A lot of people whine and complain about him. And yes, he is dumb. He can pressure you from a blocking stance. He has really good 50-50s, two very useful stances, amazing space control, like really good anti-zoning. He is a very good character. He's like a, I want to say, not a jack of all trades, because when he gets into that second stance, he feels pretty, lackluster if you are not using him right. But if you master his kit completely, he is amazing. Most people who touch this game will never have an optimal Kenshi ever. And that's where I think is a really good difference between characters like Johnny and Kenshi, because they are in the same tier, but you can mess around 15 minutes and get you a basic Johnny down. He's derp easy and dumb and OP. But Kenshi, even though he's OP, he actually takes work, and I respect that. So yes, I think he is a very good character, and I think if you like a character choice that rewards you for putting in a lot of work and a character feels like your own and nobody can really play them, then pick up Kenshi. And at number 3, we have Baraka. This abomination. This character is way too freaking good. He honestly just does too much damage. That's all. His tools are good. He has a really good neutral button. He has a really good jump in and like air cancel attacks and really good damage, a decent projectile, and he's like a bully, like a mid-range bully character who does way too much damage and chip, and he is the easiest top tier to play in the game. If you want the easiest top tier, just play him. Like, you're gonna run into so many Barakas online because people are lazy and they want that easy, lazy pick that gives them a lot of results. And this is that character. He's just he just does too much damage. As simple as that. They tone his damage down, he'll be fine. I think it's okay that he's good because he's like trash in every game. So I'm okay with him having his time right now. But he honestly is way too good. But he just needs a damage nerf. Now at number 4, we have Raiden. Raiden is a very good character, and I have a hard time figuring out where I want to put Raiden. Not that he's number 4, he's definitely number 4, but I don't know, should I put him at the beginning of S or at the end of S plus. I might change my mind later on in the video, but right now I'm going to keep him right here. I think Raiden is very strong. He is definitely a jack of all trades type character with buttons that aren't that good, but everything else he does is good. He has a really good projectile, really, really good damage, really good movement. Everything is just really good. Like he's like an 8 or 9 across the board when it comes to stats, but that one stat that is low is buttons. His buttons are abysmal in terms of range, but he doesn't need it. Like they can still get the job done, but they're very slow and kind of sluggish, but he's still freaking amazing. The damage alone makes up for the slower buttons. And if he had very fast buttons, he would be like right here, like easily. But because he doesn't, I think he's right here. And I think he's a very, very good character. Another easy pickup if you just, want an easy time with a very good top tier character. Now we move on to our S tier, and at number 1 of the S tier, we have Ashura. Character is really good. This character is like the fundamental neutral base style character. She's meant to hover around in the mid range, hit you with a lot of damage, get back into a situation that she wants to keep you guessing and loop it over and over again with her plus frame projectiles, her amazing buttons. This character is really, really good. She's just a very, very solid top tier. Like she's not broken like these characters up here, but she is very good. Now there's some people that think she's broken, but I don't think she is. I just think she's perfect, dang near, just not dirty. If that makes sense. Like the stuff that these characters can do up here, like it's just dirty. I don't think this character is filthy, even though some people can argue that she is, and I could see it, but I don't see it right now. I just think she's dang near perfect and don't really have a lot of flaws, but don't have enough dirt to where I can just say she's an easy mode top tier. That's just my opinion. Up now we have Garrus. Garrus is a very strong character for people who have a very basic, bland, rigid play style. He is, I'm going to go in, check you with my mid, I'm going to check you with my range mid and up close mid, and once I got you scared, I'm going to command grab you. When you're trying to get out of my command grab, I'm going to hit you with 40% and I'm going to put you in the same situation and you got to keep guessing it all over again. It's literally just how he played in MK11, but he's just much more cool now, in my opinion. He is a character that if you just want the another really basic good character that is more bland than the rest, Garrus is your boy. Now, he definitely is not as bland as somebody like Baraka or anything, but I think he's around that realm of, he's easy and good like Baraka, but because he has the setups and stuff, he has more options to express himself as a character than somebody as derp and easy as Baraka. Now we have Kung Lao. Kung Lao is very, very, very strong in this game. So where do I even get started with this character? First of all, he has now. I think Kung Lao could end up being right here. Matter of fact, I think he could be here, but I'm not completely sure yet. But Kung Lao is very strong. He has a safe wake up that you can combo off of. A armored move that you can combo off of in this game is insane because he's the I think the only character that has it. I think there's like one or two other people that do, but I think he is the only one that gets all that damage. He can wake up with armor and obliterate your health bar. He does really good damage. I'm talking about like 40% each touch for like a bar consistently. And he has that annoying freaking dive kick that people hate, gives him really good mobility. He has a really good projectile. He has 50/50s with the right assist. The best assist with him is definitely Kung Lao or Goro. Because you put Kung Lao with him, then he feels even more complete than he already is. And if you pick Goro with him, he gets the safe the plus wake up armored move that he could just abuse. And he has a plus auto shimmy, which means if you think he's gonna grab you, he can fake you out and hit you at 40%. Like this character's insane. He kind of has the same weakness as Raiden to me, where his buttons are freaking garbage. But unlike Raiden, he has ways to get around it like much easier than him because that dive kick. Kung Lao Kung Lao's buttons are very bad, but because of how he can play the game, it doesn't matter. And he is definitely a character that belongs in this S tier. Now, this character actually surprised me, and that is Melina. I thought Melina was going to be the typical crazy character that everyone who just didn't care played her like they did in the other games. Y'all know the Melina players, the people that are just crazy, wild, obsessed with her fandom and everything. But if that's the right word you use for it, fandom. But y'all know the crazy obsessed Melina people. We don't need to get into that. But that character is, she has a history, she has a reputation. But in this game, she's very, very good. I was surprised that they made her this solid and really good. If I'm being quite blunt, she's one of the characters that is on my roster that I play. I think she has a lot of good tools and very good matchup spread, good air normals, good air special moves. She has very good synergy with assists. She has amazing damage. She doesn't really have a flaw now that I think about it, but she does have that very garbage down one, which her down one is -10. I don't know why they did that, but you know, if you want to say she has a flaw, maybe that she has a slow button to get her out of pressure. But besides that, her kit's flooded. She, in my opinion, out of every character in this S tier, the S plus and S, I think she is the best jack of all trades out of anyone. Now I'm going to start trying to plop the characters in two at a time. Now that we're getting to the lower tiers. Now, obviously, this isn't the low tier yet, but we finished the very important characters. Now let's get to the A plus tier. And the first one of this tier, we have Smoke. I think Smoke could be right here, but I think he's honestly way too fair to be put in a top tier category. I think at the beginning of A plus tier is perfect for this character. This character has pretty much everything you need, but he comes at a cost. Everything that he does, for the most part, I don't want to say it's fake, but it's mind games. Like the smoke move where he like phases and not phases, but has like the smoke cloud and pressures you. None of that is real. Like most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's not real. But smoke is just meant to keep you guessing. Like he has the overheads, the lows, the good strings, the good mobilities. You can't lock him down. He's very good, but I think what makes him fair is he has a lot of gaps in his pressure. He doesn't have a good mid check, and that's literally it. If those two things were to be altered in any type of way, then he would easily shoot up here. But I honestly think he should be up here, and I think he should be altered a bit because he is one of the harder characters to play in the game. Not really, really hard, but one of the harder characters. And I feel like for the amount of work it takes to make him really, really solid, I just think he should be right here. I think you should be rewarded for that work. I just don't feel like you're rewarded enough, but it can reward you some, of course. But he is really good. Don't get it twisted. This is the A plus tier. He is still technically top 10 in my opinion. I think he's very good. Just I don't think he's completely worth the work. Even though if you just like Smoke, you enjoy the character, you think he's cool, then by all means play him. He can definitely get the job done, but you will have to work a little harder than most characters in the game. Up next, we have Rico. Character is the flowchart character of the game. Literally, if you played Injustice 2 and played the character Red Hood, this is like that character. Red Hood with a command grab. He's just honestly one of the more boring characters in the game, in my opinion. I don't think he's that cool. He probably is very fun to play, but you know, watching him and everything, I just don't think he's that cool. I just think he's kind of bland, lame. I think he's good. Don't get it twisted. I think he's really good, but there's not really much to talk about with this character. He has a good hit confirmable high when you are trying to jump and run from the command grab. He has the command grab, the good mid checks, the easy, lazy projectiles. Like, he's just good and lazy and boring. If you like flowchart, ABC, 1, 2, 3 characters, then Rico's your character. No hate at all, but I just call it how I see it. Now, this is the first placement I will say for the tier list that I am not that sure about, and I'm going to put her right here. I think Tanya is a very good character, but she's one of those characters that can still have time to develop and people figure out her game plan. And I kind of get worried. I kind of get worried placing characters that are this archetype, and she's the Supergirl archetype, which means she has all the tools in the game, dang near, but she just doesn't do that good damage. Everything else is good. The buttons, the range, the mobility, the projectiles, the anti-zoning, like everything's good. The angle she has at her the angle she has when using her projectiles, it's just all so good, but she just does no damage. So I know some people could think she's like, I feel like Tanya is the one character where people are not going to agree with her right away. Like I've seen some people put her here, like here, honestly, or here, but I think it's safe to put her right here for now. To sum it up, she has pretty much everything. She just doesn't have damage. So yeah, that's pretty much Tanya. This character is annoying. This character is absolutely 1,000% annoying. And I knew when this character came out, there would be a bunch of people being like, oh, this character ain't that good, this, that, and the other. He can't do this or that. And I don't want to hear any of that crap. This character has a place in this game. People like playing archetypes like this. This is the big body, sloppy grappler type that, a lot of people play in a lot of games, and this character embodies that completely. And these are the main type of characters that people will sit up here and say that are like B tier or like not that good, and then they're out here getting beat by this character. The character is just an absolute armored bully who just really does what he wants anywhere on the screen for the most part. And besides up close, he has to kind of condition you a bit to figure out how he's going to approach you. But after a Havoc player figures out how he's going to approach you, then good luck, because this character is just going to steamroll you and ruin your day. Now, this character I'm going to introduce to the tier list is a character I would deem as Miss Street Fighter. I feel like if you play Street Fighter as your main game and you want an NRS game to just play around with and not take too seriously, then you should play this character right. Where is she? Just saw her right there. This character, oh, wrong tier, put her right up here. This character is Miss Street Fighter. I think the way you the way people play Street Fighter, and in case you don't know, I play a lot of Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter. And I feel like this character embodies the way that that game plays, and the people that play Street Fighter, if they were to come to this game, I feel like they would have the best chances with this character or Ashura. But I think the character is very good. She has a very good projectile when you pair it with the right assist. Very good damage, really good space control because she can throw that little lantern in the air and you can't approach her. Really good pressure, a really good wake up. And the only thing that kind of suffers a bit is her range, but she's meant to use the projectiles to make up for that, like a lot of Street Fighter characters. And I think the way she plays the game is very, very good for the people that like to play that game. So, Street Fighter players out there, try Lime or Ashura, and you could have a really good time with this character. But yes, I think this character is really good. I didn't see it at first, but I definitely do now. Now, the final character of A plus tier, we have Shang Tsung. This character is very good, but I think this character struggles a bit from how they tried to design him. Now, hear me out. I think the character is very well designed. I think his design is cool. What they try to do with him, the swapping back and forth between stances and completely taking control of your kit. But I don't think it was executed very well. I feel like there's just going to be one stance that people use more than the others. And I don't feel like there's a reason to swap during the stances as much as it would have been cool to do. To bring up Street Fighter again, there was a character in that game named Zeku, and he is a perfectly made stance switch character. And I like what they tried to do with Shang Tsung. I really do. I just feel like it needs a couple of tweaks and it'll be perfect. The character is a, lame space control style character who's meant to annoy you and make you make mistakes. And he's really good for the people that like to sit back and, play like punks and not really go in. That is what the character can do for you. But I feel like they wanted him to have like kind of a switch, but I don't feel like he has that. And I hope they can give that to him because this character could honestly be one of the most cool characters ever designed, fighting game wise, like how the character fights, if they get it right. And I hope this character gets the tweaks he needs. But I think he is a very good character and at the end of A plus tier. Now to continue with the tier list, I just went ahead and plopped 3 characters in here because we are almost towards the end. And let's get to talking about Scorpion. Now, Scorpion might be the most controversial pick here, I think. I'm not too sure what people think about Scorpion, but I do know for sure this character is definitely among the weaker characters in the game. I have been seeing quite a few people put him strong, and some people saying he's not. I was one of the people. I went on a journey with this character. This character was definitely the one I thought that was going to be my main, but I just don't think the character gets the job done. I think he needs buffs. Like every character from A plus and above, I think are very good, and I feel like they don't really need to be touched that much. But everything A and below, I think these characters need to be looked into. Scorpion just doesn't. He has his identity. He has never changed with his identity. Now that I think about it, every game, but I think the way they made him in this game was very flawed because he has no real mix-ups. He has no real pressure. Like his main pressure strings have gaps, like all of them. Okay, so I had to make a quick adjustment to the tier list because looking at this tier made me realize that I don't view the B tier as a tier that is okay. I think the B tier needs help, and the A tier and everything up is usually fine when it comes to a character being good, not if they need to be nerfed. But after looking at these characters, I just don't think that I can, in my right mind, put Scorpion and like Rain in A tier, at least right now. So let's get back to talking about Scorpion. I think Scorpion only has that amazing stand-in 2 and his damage going for him. I think everything else the character does is lackluster and just fake. He has gaps in his pressure. He has like gaps in his like neutral strings too. Like everything has gaps. Like his neutral string buttons, everything has gaps. The low is very unsafe. He doesn't have an overhead. Scorpion's really not that good in this game. I was tricked at first too. I thought that maybe he had some hidden potential or something, but he's really just not that good, honestly. But he can still get by because the characters in this game are still around each other to a certain level, like around this tier. And honestly, what I'm just trying to say is the game is relatively balanced from what it seems. So I do think Scorpion can hang for now, but I just don't think he's that good, honestly. If I end up being wrong about this, because I think this is the most controversial one, I will gladly own it, but I just don't think I am so far. I put a lot of time to this character. I thought he was going to be my main, and just, he just doesn't get the job done, in my opinion. But yeah, that's enough of Scorpion. Let's go on over to Rain. Now, complete disclaimer about Rain and Katana. I have not played these characters that much at all, even like to test them. I know what I've seen and the people I've fought, but I don't completely know about these two characters yet. Like I said, the game is brand new, and you know, any one of us could be wrong about our opinions with the tier list. So, Rain, I feel like Rain is just honestly missing ways to connect his game plan together. Whenever I fight Rain, I'm just like, well, I'm not scared of you because of this. I'm not scared of you because I can do this. If you put this right here, I'm not scared. You have nothing to make me scared. That's my problem when I'm fighting Rain. I feel like when I'm fighting Rain, I'm never scared of him anywhere. Like I would even put like Katana. Yeah, I'm not thinking about, I would put Katana above him because there's more situations Katana can put me in to where I can be worried or at least have to think than Rain. Now, we can easily be wrong about Rain and Katana, but that's just how I feel about them right now. Maybe some people need some time to, open Rain up and figure him out and, you know, get his game plan down. But as of now, I haven't really seen anybody do it. And I don't feel like it's completely fair to judge Rain right now. Let's just give it some time. And as for Katana, honestly, Katana's like the same thing. Like I feel like they play similar and everything, but Katana's more mid-range base than him. But besides that, they kind of play alike. And with the same thing too, I don't know that much about Katana because Katana, honestly, like she's one of those where we could end up not knowing right away. She could end up being up here. She could end up being up here. We don't know yet. But right now, I think it's safe to put her right here because she's not getting that much play. People aren't figuring her out. And usually, Katana doesn't start off very good. She starts off pretty like lower tier. And then they have to buff her up to make her better. So I think this is a good spot to put her for now until we can come back to her later. And another character I forgot to place up here is Sindel. Sindel, put her like right, put her like right here. Sindel is a very good character. She has really good armor breaking moves. Like she is armor break the character. She has not one, but two ways to break your armor, and not on top of only being able to break your armor with the right assist, she can break your combo breaker. Like, how are you gonna break my combo breaker? But either way, she is, I think, just a solid character. I don't think she's too overtuned. I feel like she's kind of one of those smoke types to where I think the amount of work it takes to put into her to make her really good is just not worth it right now. But it could end up being worth it. We just gotta wait and see. But she's one of those. I'm like the third one in a row. I'm not completely sure about, but we could be in for a really good like Sindel timeline in the future. If people figure her out because she is kind of intricate. Like just being able to break her is crazy. So we're gonna have to see. All right, up now we have, let me find him right here, Shao Kahn. And honestly, there's not much to say about this character. Give this man a mid. This man went like 3, 4 some years with literally having the same problem. And I have not seen them put a character in this game and literally give them the same exact problem he had while he was bad in other game too. He never did become a very good character. He became okay, but they literally gave him the same problem. Give this man a mid. Don't do this to this character again, and that's all there is to it. Now we have these C tier characters. These are the worst of the worst characters in the game. In my opinion, I think all these characters need buffs right away. And let's get to it right away. The first one we have Reptile. Reptile is just below average at everything he does. Like nothing that this character does besides having good mobility, nothing is just above average for the most part. Like his damage below average, his tools below average, like his projectiles below average. Everything that this character does is below average, and he was even like this in MK10, and he's oh wait, I actually take that back really quick. Reptile, nimble reptile ended up becoming very good in that game, but for the longest time in MK10, this man reptile was struggling. He was really struggling, and hopefully we don't have to see that again because I do think his design in this game is very very cool, and I don't want to see this character sit at the bottom of the tier list for another game for a long time. He's too cool for that, and I think they should do something about it. I honestly don't know what they could do. If you know, drop it in the comments below. I'm all for hearing ideas on how to buff Reptile because I honestly don't know. Because you could say just buff his damage, but that could overtune him. He just needs a lot. So I wouldn't even know where to start. I think I would need a whole video for him. And now we have Sub Zero. Now, Sub Zero was a character. At first, I thought he was kind of like right here ish. And no, I thought he was like right here. And I thought he was like the Mr. Street Fighter of the game. I didn't think it was this character at first, but honestly, now I think Sub Zero is just trash. The character doesn't do any good damage for the most part. His tools are so basic and what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like so unfinished. His kit is so unfinished. He doesn't have anything going for him. Like there's not one reason to play Sub Zero. His projectile's not good. His damage is not good. His mobility's alright. His buttons alright. He's just not good. He's really, really bad, in my personal opinion. I do think you could save the character very easily, and I do think he can mix the crap out of you because he has an overhead, a low, and an unfuzzyable string. Which, if you don't know what that is, ask me in the comments. That is a whole nother video, an unfuzzyable string. But basically, what it means is you can't really react to his 50-50s for the most part, but like it don't matter when like he doesn't have anything to keep the pressure up or anything going when he gets started. He's just not good, and he just has to guess right to beat you. And if you guess wrong, he dies. He's just not good. He's a very bad character, and I think he needs buffs like very badly. Okay, I've decided to put her at the end of B tier because I was gonna put her at C, but I just don't think she belongs down there with Reptile and Sub Zero. I feel like they need a lot, and I mean a lot of help. But Natara, she does too. But I feel like if you put an abnormal amount of work into her, she can get results and she can actually do some, good stuff. But I don't think Reptile or Sub Zero, no matter how much work you put into them, it's honestly gonna mean nothing. Now, I can go into Natara's tools and, do a deep dive in the stuff she needs, but it's really simple what they need to give this character. I just think this character should have a overhead that's unreactable but unsafe and a low the same speed. That's it. That's genuinely all I think she needs. Like I feel like she should have like some type of low move where she like swipes the ground and launches you in the air that has no gaps and it's safe. And if she wants to go for the overhead, she has to make a very big risk or try to cover it when with a assist. And that's literally all I think she needs. So That's just me personally. You know, people that main her might feel like she needs this change and that change, but I feel like the way she plays the game is fine and her tools are fine, but when she actually gets on you, she's not scary because I feel like I don't have to switch up my block a lot. So yeah, that's it about it when it comes to Natara. Now, let's get to the final character, the elephant in the room. We have Liu Kang right here. Why did I leave Liu Kang to the end? Now, there is a whole video I want to make about me talking about Liu Kang, so y'all are gonna have to stay tuned for this. But to give you the short and sweet version, I do not want to rate this character because the community is always wrong about Liu Kang. And I'm going to make a video talking about that, and we are going to definitely come back to this topic. But I will not place Liu Kang on a tier list right now because this is 100% the scariest character to put on a tier list ever. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the tier list. It felt really good to be making a video again. Felt great getting back into the groove of it, and I missed you all. And stay tuned for that Liu Kang video. I hope you all enjoyed my first video back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Nickopz out.